Hey guys, I've been thinking about making a video for a few weeks now, just to acknowledge the people who have been supportive of me and my wife over the past couple of months. Just quickly, for you who don't know, I had COVID several months ago and had pneumonia and respiratory failure, in the hospital for 3 weeks. So I've been unable to work. Right when I got home from the hospital, my son had to bring me in the house in a wheelchair. I couldn't hardly stand up still. Just moving around a little bit would cause my breathing to get real rapid and shallow. So we've had a rough time, adjusting. I was on oxygen up until about 2 weeks ago, 24/7. So I've had a lot of improvements. It just seems like it's taken a long time for those improvements to happen. But I'm not going to disregard those, because I've came a long way from what I was like when I got home from the hospital. And I want this to be more about the people who have reached out to us more than about my condition. But my condition's part of it. So, where I'm going to start is at least two things that happened in the hospital. Well, more than two, but there's two really important things that I want to mention and say that I'm grateful for. The first being when my breathing nosedived and went really downhill. It started getting kind of scary, me not knowing if my breathing was going to stop, me not knowing how long these episodes would last, to where it was very laborious to breathe, just to get a little bit of air. It seemed like that's all I was doing. And to be honest, quite a few of the nurses in the hospital would leave me isolated, without, especially even when I would ask for help. I could tell something was really wrong and going downhill. And one of the experiences, I'm going to go ahead and say what had happened, was when I finally couldn't talk, I couldn't hardly open my eyes, I hit the nurse button. And I remember when the nurse opened the door that I muffled out the best I could to help. And she stared at me maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And she shut the door and left, and I didn't see her anymore. I remember laying my head down, panting and grasping for air, thinking, if your nurse is not going to at least come in and see what's going on, I'm stuck here alone, and I'm going to say that was one of the most terrifying times that I had, and isolated times that I had, was that experience right there. I felt defeated at that point, like, I'm just going to lay here and die. There's going to be no help. And what I didn't know was that my friend had been talking to my wife and my sister-in-law, and they ended up getting moved to a different location in the hospital due to that. And the first nurse I came in contact with, and I'll never forget, the first words that I heard from her was that, when I leave out of the room, I'll be observing you through this window. She gave me the security of knowing she was gonna be watching out for me. And the panicking and the breathing started getting worse from that point. And what I remember about her more than anything in the world, don't even think I looked at her, because I couldn't open my eyes. And but she would come in and hold my hand when I would be panicking from not being able to breathe. And the fact that she took her time to do that will never be forgotten by me, ever. It was during a time when I needed it. I needed to know somebody was watching out for me, or at least cared what was happening. I think within a day I got put in ICU from there, so I didn't see her anymore. But when I was in ICU, once they dropped the oxygen down some, they had to put me on 100% on a non-invasive ventilator. And when they took that down a notch, it was labor again, trying to breathe and just lay there. And I couldn't move because every time I moved, it took all my energy. And I had a coworker. He's also a military veteran that sent me a short note, but he likely don't know what it meant for me to hear what he said. And I was again at a point where I was so exhausted from trying to breathe that I felt like giving up many times on it. And what he said was, keep fighting no matter what. And I could hear him saying it, although he typed it, and I happened to be able to look at it on my phone. I kept repeating those words. I kept hearing him say those words. To keep fighting no matter what. Because I honestly felt like I wasn't going to make it. Those are the two things. And then even once I got into another room after I improved some, I had some people from the Watchman group, if some of you guys know of that group, some old close friends, and some people I used to go to school with even started sending messages asking how I was doing. So the fact that somebody would even ask was a comfort, and it's much appreciated. I had to cut out for just a second, sorry. So from there, after I got home, and I'm going to highlight first off my wife, because she had to tend to me in ways she's never had to tend to me before. Like I said, my son wheeled me in here on a wheelchair, so I couldn't get myself to the bathroom. I couldn't take a bath. And at nighttime, if I had to move, my wife was the one who had to get up and turn the oxygen up so I could, move or anything like that. She had to be basically on call for everything I had to do, and including taking a bath. I couldn't bathe myself right away. So she went through a lot and had to carry a heavy load, from my inability to take care of myself. And, other life things going on at the same time. So there's no way to put into words the gratitude for that. The amount of work and effort and time and energy she put in to do things she didn't have to do. I know she didn't have to do those things, and she did anyway, and made life a lot easier on me. And my 9-year-old daughter, my youngest daughter, she was my biggest cheerleader, because when I would make strides, like in either trying to walk or breathing with less oxygen assistance, she would cheer me on when I did those sorts of things, which was a big encouragement, something I also won't forget. What I wanted to highlight too is the people that have supported us. Not only did the previous employer and co-workers reach out to me with cards and money, kind words, words of encouragement. But again, people from the Watchman group, Patriotic group, those that I only know through that group even, have sent me money. They have sent me supplies, things like supplements, protein drinks, things to help me rebuild my body. Obviously, I've had some other family to help with things that I needed, like walker, and my mom has helped with get me some walking shoes and portable nebulizer, things like that. I just want to acknowledge some people, because I can't repay what's been given, so I at least want to say thank you. And we've had lots of homeschool families donate money to us for our bills and for food. People who've brought meals here, home cooked, nice cooked meals. Some have given cards so we can order out. But so many military veterans have donated money to me specifically, and words of encouragement. It's been humbling and overwhelming, because I'm a type of person who I don't like to ask for help. I like to be self-sufficient, and I have not been able to be what I have before. So people have shown me some things lately about giving, that's, I guess the only word I do know to use is very humbling, and I'm very appreciative of it. Everybody in my family is appreciative of it. We had a church provided our Thanksgiving meal, and from Concord, I've had some guys from bike groups contact me and let me know to reach out to them if I needed something. It's just been amazing to watch, and I hope people lots of prayers have been offered for me. Not everybody can give the same thing, and not everybody tries to give the same thing. I'm certainly not going to elevate one above the other. I think people do what they can and are capable of. Some people, part of their nature is to sacrifice some of their own stuff, which is incomprehensible sometimes to me, because I know some of the people who gave me money also have families and are struggling, and it's touching. And like I said, these experiences have and people supporting my wife, contacting her, letting her know that somebody's there, dropping her stuff by. That kind of stuff is priceless. And again, I say repay wise, I always like to try to give. If somebody gives to me, be able to give back. And I don't know to what extent I can give back right now, other than acknowledging and saying I appreciate your thoughtfulness. I appreciate your time, energy, resources. I've had people give me resources about maybe looking into other kind of jobs. People giving us suggestions on how to get certain things fixed with our car. I'm just saying, people reach out in different ways, and every one of them means a lot. And I had many people even on the Watchman chat groups that exist, just checking on me. Again, that's something I'm thankful for, that to feel cared about, when not just feel cared about, but there's people, it's a support. Sometimes people can make things harder on you when you're going through a tough time, and there's been quite a few people to help carry the load by taking on some of the burden themselves. And that's what I mean won't be forgotten. But that's came in many forms. The reaching out, the personal contacts, being available type of thing. So I know I may have rambled on a lot here. I didn't rehearse this and didn't write anything down. I wanted it to be a genuine gratitude video, especially during this time of year. It's about to be Christmas, and the reason we could get some things for our kids this year is from people helping us out. So I'm thankful for that, and I hope all of you guys who have either checked on me, told me you were thinking about me, encouraged me, given financial support, given food, given your time. I just want you to know that you're also very valuable to me and my whole family, and so thankful for you. And I hope each of you have a very Merry Christmas, and talk to you again soon, okay? Thank you for what you've done.